Hello. We'd like to show you now the most dangerous trick in magic. This particular trick has claimed the lives of no less than 12 magicians in its history, and even the great Harry Houdini himself would never perform this routine because he felt it was too dangerous. The routine we refer to, of course, is the bullet catch. Now, the bullet catch is a routine where a bullet is signed by a member of the public and is fired from a gun across a stage to somebody else who catches it in their mouth. Now, due to legal restrictions, we're not allowed to use live ammunition. So our ammunition of choice are these 8mm solid steel ball bearings. Now, earlier on, we went round and we asked various people to sign one of these bullets. And after it was signed, they placed it into an envelope with a little piece of card with their name on. Those were then sealed, and Rob's got those just here. Now, we need one of these selected at random, and the reason we do it this way is because we don't simply want someone to come up on stage, sign a bullet, because other people might think that they're in on the act. So we try and get as many people as we can involved, and these are the bullets we have that have been signed here today. So, madam, could I just ask you just to step forward just for a moment? Could I ask you to choose one of these bullets that's been signed? Okay, now would you like to change your mind, or are you happy with that one? Okay, in a moment I'd like you to tear across the top of the envelope and you'll find two things inside. You'll find a ball bearing that's been signed and a piece of card with the person who signed that. So could you please just tear across now and be careful that it doesn't fall out, and just take out the piece of card with the name on, and we'll see who we've got. Who does that say? Joe. Is Joe here? Joe, could you make your way up onto stage? Thank you very much. Could I ask you to take your envelope as well and bring that up with you? Thank you very much for your help. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
So just for the sake of the viewing public, could you verify exactly what happened? That you selected a bullet at random,
Yeah.
you signed it with a pen or in
Yes.
some kind of unique way, and we don't know what that is. You could have put a signature or a drawing. It placed in the envelope with a piece of card with your name on. Is that correct?
Correct.
So can I now ask you to look in the envelope and just take out the bullet and just check that that is the one that you signed earlier on. Okay. I'll take that envelope off you. Thank you very much. And as best as you can tell, is that your bullet? Wonderful. Okay. Now I've got a glass here. Could I just ask you to place your bullet into the glass, and we're going to place it at the front of the stage just for the moment. Now, you're probably wondering what our weapon of choice is. Now, like I say, due to the legal restrictions, we're not allowed to use actual guns. So we've decided to go with the Barnett Cobra Professional Slingshot. Now, this particular model off the shelf is designed for pest control. It's designed for killing small rodents. Now, we've made a couple of modifications. We've fitted it with a laser sight, and we put some high performance bands on it. Now, I'm not sure how much experience you've got with catapults, but if you just take a look at that, you can see there's the wrist rest there, there's the main handle, there's the laser sight just there, and there's the high performance bands. Okay? Now, combined with your bullet, this catapult is capable of firing at nearly 500 miles per hour. Okay, so needless to say, in the right hand or the wrong hands, it's a very dangerous piece of equipment. So with that in mind, Rob needs to wear some protective equipment. So could I ask you to step over that side of the stage with Rob for a moment, and you're going to help him put on his safety gear. So to begin with, we have the safety goggles. So the goggles go on in case my aim goes slightly off and it goes anywhere near his eyes. It should offer some protection to those. Next up is the vest. Now, this is a standard police issue ballistic and stab proof vest. It's got a carbon fibre core, metal lined plate and a dampening mesh, designed to prevent light impact ammunition and knives. Now, we have with us here a knife. Okay, now what would normally happen is someone would thrust directly into this plate here. So I'd like you to take the knife and just thrust it into his chest. I'm kidding, of course, I wouldn't really ask you to do that. But in all seriousness, just give him a bit of a bash on the chest there, make sure that it is the real deal. Okay, you happy?
Yeah.
Now, there's one final piece of protective equipment, and that is the safety helmet. So, could you now step forward, please, and just take your bullet. I'll pour it out into your hand. One more time, just check that that is yours. Okay, and if I should just step this side over here. Now, I'm going to take the catapult and get ready. Just remove my jacket. Okay. Now, This part of the routine is quite dangerous. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you to step over here with me. And you'll see the laser sight goes on just by sliding forward there, and you can see it on the floor. If I shine it up onto Rob, you can see it's just about there, yeah? Okay. Now could I take your bullet, please? And you can just check that that certainly is your bullet, yeah?
Yeah.
It's got your signature on. Okay, now once again, if you could just go to that side of the stage. I'm just going to take your bullet and load it into the catapult. You can see it's just in there. Now, if I could ask for complete silence, please. Okay, stage crew clear. Rob, you ready?
Ready.
You okay? I think he's got something. Could I ask you to go over that side of the stage, have a look at the bullet inside Rob's mouth and just check that that is the bullet that you signed. To make it a little bit easier, Rob's going to drop it into that glass. Just have a look. Is your signature on that bullet? That's your signature, yeah? Thank you very much. Rob's going to place it into a bag, not so much so you can have it as a souvenir, but just so that when you go back to your seat, I want you to be absolutely sure that that is the bullet you signed earlier on. Thank you very much. You can have a seat, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the bullet catch.